Welcome back to the Beauty Boss Millionaire Podcast with daily on-the-go episodes packed with testimonies and business tips to help you create financial freedom through entrepreneurship. Hosted by the owner of Fracassi Lashes and the Blow Dry Lounge, the Beauty Boss Millionaire herself, Falicia Fracassi.
Welcome to the Beauty Boss Millionaire Podcast. I am your host, Falicia Fracassi. And the title of this podcast, if I would give it a title, would be Have Faith, but Just Don't Jump Yet. The objective today is to prepare new business owners on how to transition from the 9-to-5 lane, working, that 9-to-5 job, to the CEO lane, because this lane is not for everyone. This is not intended to scare anyone. This is not intended to discourage you. It is intended to prepare you so you know what you're getting yourself into. This is not for the weak. Please be advised that you will be making sacrifices upon sacrifices, especially the first year to 2 years. And I mean this. If you are someone that is not flexible, this may not be for you. I'm being honest. If you are not someone that cannot be optimistic, this may not be for you. I have to be honest because I look back and there's many a times where people have tried this and things did not go right because they didn't have these key components. They start off good and there's a little buzz, but after that, the fire goes out really quickly. Because being an entrepreneur is not just the end result, is what people see. That person looking all nice, promoting how they're a CEO and how they have these nice fancy cars and homes. But let's really look and examine what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And that requires for that person to be one of the hardest working people that there ever was. Because it's like getting a degree. You have your associates and you have your masters, and I can go up and you have your, your bachelor's, your master's, your doctorates, blah, blah, blah. So when you are an entrepreneur, you're at the highest level possible. You know why? Because you're doing now all of those roles that started from the bottom, meaning the janitor, you are the accountant at first, you are the advertiser, you are the marketer, you're marketing your business, you are the spokesperson, you are the receptionist if you have an online business, you are the web developer at first, it's like you have 35 jobs in one. So this is not for the weak. You are going to be up late. You are going to be up early. You are going to drive yourself nuts. You're going to say, why am I doing this? You're going to say, I don't want to do this anymore. I've had days where I said that and I said, I have to keep going. And one of the things to remember is that you are going to be making a lot of sacrifices, even with your relationships, with your family. I have to be honest with you. There's been so many times my husband was like, girl, if you don't come to bed, and I'm like, babe, I really can't come to bed because if I don't handle this by tomorrow, it's going to be a mess. I remember when I first started my business, I didn't go to the club for a year. I didn't even get my nails done because I was saving all my dollars for my business. I did not even step in a mall because I knew if I went shopping, it was going to be a bad situation because I was going to buy some really expensive items. I didn't even buy anything designer. Yes, I'll probably be the first person that will tell you designer is not everything. I have designer now, but when I first started off, I refused to buy anything designer. I just made sure I looked really good and I put all my money back into investing into my business. I didn't go to any parties. There was no time. There was no time for that. I feel like my circle kind of grew smaller. I shedded from a caterpillar into a cocoon. And anytime you see the transition of a beautiful thing, such as a caterpillar into a cocoon, into a butterfly, there's a transitioning. You're by yourself. You're isolated. You're feeling alone. You're using all of that energy to get you up off the ground as you're about to fly. And that's really what it's about. Your circle will get small. Your friends, hopefully you have some good friends that will be understanding, but sometimes you'll lose a few along the way because they don't understand that your time is now so limited that I don't even have a conversation that's past 5 minutes on the phone anymore. If it has nothing to do with business, I can't because I have things to do and there's so many people that need me and there's so many calls and shots I have to make and I can't just be having a conversation, gossiping about stuff that I don't care about or something that happened on social media in my city. I don't have time for that. My time is dedicated to my business and making sure that my employees are okay, making sure payroll is done, rent is paid, any upcoming issues, insurance policies, taxes, accountant meetings. My days are totally abnormal. I have shipments that are coming in. I have to check on the shipments. I have to stay up sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning to speak to the vendors that are on a different time zone. My life is totally different. And if you are trying to really take this thing seriously, understand that this might be what you're getting yourself into. And even if it's a different business than mine, There's still going to be the same basic things. You're going to be the number one key person doing a lot of these jobs at first. So make sure you've done your research on whatever it is that you're trying to open up on, and make sure you understand how serious this is. You might want to have that talk with your family and let them know, look, this is what's going to be happening. I may not be available, blah, 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 blah. But explain to them that the end goal is because we are going to get ourselves up out of this life of poverty or this life of whatever it is that you want to make yourself into. You can do it, but you have to have that conversation with your family first. Up next on Beauty Boss Millionaire, we're going to be talking on making a checklist on what's needed to start the business. I want to make sure you're successful. So we're going to have a checklist in place of things to do. This is going to be 2 parts. I'm going to break it up into. I make it seamless for you so you don't have to do all the homework. Let me do it for you. I will help you. I will guide you. I will be right there with you because I love seeing bosses win. I love seeing women win. I love seeing people win in general. Even if there's men that listen to my podcast too, I love to see people win in the beauty field and in any field.
That's it for today. Tune in tomorrow for the Beauty Boss Millionaire podcast. And don't forget to follow the Beauty Boss Millionaire, Falicia Fracassi, on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Beauty Boss Millionaire.